Welcome to your weekend focus for March the 2nd and 3rd, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. Let's turn to the cards. We have the Sun in Pisces. We have the Moon. I believe we start out in Capricorn, but it's for the most part an Aquarian Moon for our weekend. Numerology, Saturday would be an 8 energy, which is our courage, our strength. And then the 9 energy, it would be for the Sunday, completion. So it's a beautiful day on Sunday alone to allow yourself to let go of something, to put closure or completion on something in your life. We are in full moon energy. We will be until March the 6th. Early next week, we have the new moon. New moon in Pisces, and that will be amazing energy because I believe that is the same day or the day after Uranus will be going out of Aries and into Taurus, giving us a whole new energy to breathe in. And Chiron too has just moved. So, I mean, that is a whole new energy opening up to us. There's so much changing. Venus has just gone into Aquarius. We are looking at so much. Let's see what the cards say. Look at this. We have the Empress as our first card. Well, if you add up 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9, 2019, you end up with a 12. And if we boil that down to a single digit, it is the 3 energy. So the Empress here sits at her throne. In most decks, she is out in wildlife. She is always sitting. She is always sitting tall and straight. She is usually pregnant. So new birth, new beginnings, fertility. Always in nature, so grounded. Usually by water. So it is about our emotions and our feelings and our inner passions and going forward. And so, and when we look at the 3 energy in numerology, it is about expanding our self-expression. It is about travel and personal health. It's about self-expression. I mean, if you ever want to write a book under the 3 energy, is a very strong energy. There are numbers that even add to that, so maybe that's your personal energy. But the 3 energy is all about words. The 3 energy is all about motion. The child. Okay, so imagine that childlike energy, that curiosity, that imagination, that, if we could bottle their energy, we could all be millionaires, right? So here we have the Empress as our lead card. So we're feeling like starting brand new. We're feeling like we want to grow something, start something, begin something, move forward in some way. So this is a beautiful energy because we are moving towards that new moon, and we're moving towards that new moon to plant the new seeds, to set the new goals, to align ourselves up with new dreams. So the Empress here is telling us that we will be able to this is a time for new moon affirmations. Absolutely. This is a time to start thinking about what seeds you want to plant, what goals you want to set. Ace of Cups right next to it. Wow, we could, now, first of all, I'll get this right out of the way. This could be service to others, okay, our duty. Okay, and for some of you, it may feel more like that than anything else, because I'm getting that kind of strong when I'm holding up this card lately, that I need to tell you about. It also means being of service to others. So it's joining that group, building that group, being a part of that group, doing something for somebody else, helping the collective in some way, or an individual within the collective. Maybe it's just taking care of a friend that's sick, dropping off something for them to eat, or taking care of the kids for them, or doing their laundry for them, or cleaning their house for them. when they're not able to. Or maybe it's just somebody you know that is kind of a shut in, and giving them an hour of your time to just be a companion to them for a little while, to make them feel connected to something other than the space, the four walls they're confined in for whatever reason. Maybe you have a charity. Maybe there is something that you want to step into. That could all be the new seeds that we are planting going forward. But I would have to, that's only one part of the Ace of Cups. I mean, this is new passions, new dreams, new abundance. Now, when aces appear, the ace always represents a path that you haven't stepped on yet. So if you are already just stepping onto new paths, know there is more to come. And if you haven't, know that it's lying in wait for you. Passions, dreams, desires. How will you fill that cup? What is your passion? What is your dream? What is your desire? What would make you jump out of bed every morning and you can't wait to get started on the day? That kind of passion, that kind of fuel, that kind of energy is definitely between the Empress and the Ace of Cups. I mean, we want to plant the seeds. We want to, and this is a beautiful time to envision what you want to step into and believe. And with the full moon energy, I would say that it's a lot about cleaning up the clutter in our life, whether the clutter is in our hearts or outside of us in some way, or the environment we're putting ourselves into, or the people that we are associating with, or it could be our thoughts. So moving away from a bad behavior or a bad habit and stepping into some new energy that will move you forward, that will help you gain traction. We have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is in the middle. So we would read this one as detriment. For those of you who follow me and know where the cards lay, we're going to kind of read this in detriment. Now, with the Five of Swords, we're really standing our ground here. And there's two people walking away, or we're one of the people walking away, leaving that person who's standing their ground and looking so negative, holding that sword with the swords all around them. We're walking away from that energy. And this is one of those cards where I kind of get something different in every time, and I can't take my eyes off of the moon, the full moon energy that we are under. So this is about aligning yourself with the right people. This is stepping away from negative experiences. This is not creating that negative experience. So I would almost have to say watch the knee-jerk action. That may be where we have felt confined, where we felt like we were enclosed in some way. We couldn't go forward. We couldn't step in the direction we want. We may rebel. We might just pull out those swords and say, oh yeah, I'm going that way. Watch me. And that might not be the best move. So calculated risk, calculated moves forward, absolutely, at all times. Watch your words. Watch your body language. Watch other people's. And where somebody kind of pushes you the wrong way, ask for clarification of why they did what they did or said what they said. And they may not even realize that they had done that. Chances are they may not have even realized it because they're going to be feeling that energy as well. So, we might lash out. We might, use that sword. We might say, oh yeah, and go after them with our sword. And they're unarmed. So some things we can't take back in life. And that could be an experience like that this weekend for you if you are not taking a step back, if you're not thinking it through, if you just lash out, act out without thinking it through. I think that could hurt you in some way because there's some need, I think, for freedom or excitement. And so where we feel confined or where we feel maybe just bored, smothered perhaps, we'll lash out into new things. And the full moon energy is not a time to step into new things, to imagine it, to start to lay the plans for it by cleaning up some of the things in our life so that we're not carrying that extra baggage forward with us. Absolutely. Preparing the way. So just watch it, okay? And somebody else might just lash out too in your life. And understand that it's the energy, and they normally wouldn't do it under regular circumstances, and have the conversation about it, for goodness sakes. We have the Eight of Pentacles. You know, we're raising the bar on what we can do. Here we gaze at the pentacles that we have made. And we're thinking, huh, I do good work. I'm good at this. I've got this. And maybe you even come across one where you're like, I can't even believe I made that one. That is just like unbelievably gorgeous. And this is your talent, your abilities, whatever you do in your world, in your life, and on your path. And realizing the potential that you have that is still laying dormant. And raising the bar on what you can do, where you can go, who you can become. And Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about asking for the support of others, or believing it's going to be there. It's by making some decisions that may be a little uncomfortable because you know other people probably won't agree with you. Or they'll look down their nose at you. Or they'll completely pretend that you don't even exist going forward because of a decision you made. Remember that you walk your walk. Nobody walks it for you. And at the end of the day, you reap the results of your walk. So it's what matters to you. Kind of get it like you are ready to go into battle. You are ready to turn around and walk that path forward. Usually this card is portrayed with people around you listening to you, but you're above them, talking down. So this could be a leadership position that you step into, or taking the lead on something. Maybe it's a situation in your life. Maybe it's within a relationship. Or maybe you look yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, we're doing this together, me and you. So I think it's a very strong weekend for us to dream build, to raise the bar on our dreams, on our potential, to realize it. Think about where we want fertile energy when it comes to our life. Oh, it almost turned over. Know that there are new paths laying in wait. Watch any kind of knee-jerk energy. I usually don't use that term for the Five of Swords, but I'm using it. It's almost like we want this freedom, or we want this excitement, and we may lash out where we feel smothered, or we feel confined, or perhaps we're just bored and we want different energy to come in. We've had enough of enough. And it's time to, stir the pot a little bit. And that's when the knee-jerk energy can really come and bite us, where. So let's see what our cards have to say. Be gentle with yourself. 33. What a beautiful energy. 33. We're getting a lot of this 3 energy. And March is a 3 energy. We'll have several days, I think like 3 or 4 days in March, where it's a 333 energy. Wow. Talk about fertility. Talk about new beginnings. Talk about being able to plant those new seeds. To step into our energy, our curiosity, our playfulness, our sense of adventure. I guess we'll get the book and see. Be gentle with yourself is love yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop criticizing yourself so much. I take a deep breath when I hear somebody say, oh, I'm so clumsy all the time. Oh my goodness. Stop saying that about yourself. Because you're writing the script for yourself. And you will be clumsy going forward. Guaranteed. I'm always late. You'll always be late. I never have enough. You will never have enough. So watch what you are saying to yourself, that subconscious talk to yourself. that it's positive, that it's brimming with love and joy and gratitude for who you are and where you're going and what you stand for, the unique individual that you are. Be gentle with yourself. A time of new birth and energy is upon you. Well, we knew that when the Empress came out and then the Ace of Cups followed, so we know that. Draw on the lessons you have learned to assist you in moving forward. Notice how you have grown and changed as a result of everything that has transpired. Gather information as you go and be ready for the new adventure. All signs are positive for successful outcomes at this time. And yes, it's very true. Okay, all signs are positive for successful outcomes at this time. But it's the belief in yourself, the love you have for yourself. I think somebody put it in the comments. It starts by loving ourselves, and everything else falls into place. And how true it is with the cards that have come out today to highlight the wisdom. So thank you for that. If you're watching today, this weekend, we'll get an animal card here. Who is it? Oh, the bats for clarity. Didn't the bats like come out the one day, but we didn't stick to the bats for some reason? I was seeing different cards. Or was that in another reading? But the bats are out now. So if I go down to the end of my property in the summertime, we have the bats. And so you get people out there that haven't been there before, and all of a sudden they're like, whoa, what was that? And oh, it's the bats. So I said, just stand there. They're not going to hit you. They come low, but they sense you in time, and they don't want to hit you. Okay, the last thing they want to do is have a head-on collision with you. So don't worry, they'll move. So just stay where you are, and they'll be gone. It's usually twilight hours. Probably when there's a lot of bugs in the air and stuff, and they're feeding before they go to sleep. Hidden fears, open mind, heart and soul, trust and passion. Clarity of mind means clarity of passion. This is why a great and clear mind loves ardently and sees distinctly what it loves. So many are afraid of bats. They often fly in a sporadic fashion, never knowing where they will swoop. Instead of relying on their sight, they use their senses, the main one being their hearing. And if you choose bat, you are being told that the clarity that you seek has to be sought in a different way. The clarity you seek, the understanding you seek, you've been trying to figure it out, and maybe you're not getting the clarity, you're not getting the understanding, you're not getting the information, then you need to back it up a little bit and look for a new way forward, a different approach, a different sense to tap into. Bat offers you the clarity to see around you what may be hidden. Now is the time to look at your life subjectively and see what you can add positive and where you can add positive and passionate changes. You might sign up for a class or start a new creative project or finish one that you started way back when. Is it possible that you are neglecting communication with those who love you and you're not aware of it? You may have been acting as a hermit and didn't realize it. Call your friends, plan a fun night out. And it's high energy, I think, this weekend. And, with Five of Swords, it is about other people. The Seven of Wands, was it? I'm thinking it's Wands. People, lots of people. So get out there, enjoy this weekend. Just watch the knee-jerk reaction. Release your old fears and anxieties. You can write down your fears one by one on a piece of paper, and after you are complete, take each paper and say aloud, I release, and insert your fear. Then either rip up the piece of paper or burn it in a fireproof container, allowing the universe to take care of all that is holding you back. And that's a beautiful thing to do during new moons, during full moons, the release of energy. And yes, write it down. You don't think there's anything to it, really. There's room for doubt, right? When you hear, write it on a piece of paper and say it aloud and then burn it up and you let those flames go and you let it turn to ash. But there's so much symbolism involved in that. And so But I would have to say is, where is the harm in adding that extra energy, in tapping into that extra energy? So write it down on a piece of paper this weekend. What you want to clear from your life, what you want to let go of in your life. I release. And it might be anger towards somebody. It might be the frustration you feel because of the anger you are feeling from somebody else. It could be a habit. It could be a behavior. It could be control in a certain area of your life. Write it down on a piece of paper. Read it aloud. Burn it in a fireproof container. And allow the smoke to take that up to your angels, God, your spirit guides. Take the burden off of you and let it turn to ash. Let it be no more. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.